You're now tuned in to the Chronicles Podcast, hosted by the homie Cuzzo. You busy?
We back.
What's happening?
Chilling. What's up?
How's it looking?
It looks okay.
It looks okay now.
Mm-hmm.
It looks normal.
Yeah, for right now.
For right now.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I wonder what that was then.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Quit bullfucking with the mic when we ain't recording with it.
Well, yeah, I had to turn the gain all the way down.
Yeah, you fucking with it.
So the gain is down, and that's our normal setting that we record on. So, yeah. So what's going on?
Chilling.
Yeah? Shit, man. So, you didn't let me plug my Twitch. That was fucked up.
You don't need to. You just playing video games.
Yeah, but that's the thing now. People watch people play video games.
Okay, well, do that shit on your time. I don't... What the fuck you talking?
All right. You want to get to the gusto, huh? Before we even start, definitely, our charts are looking good still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we even get started, last week, I forgot to touch on Roger Mayweather.
Too late.
I definitely want to say
Too late.
Rest in peace to Roger Mayweather.
Too late.
You know.
Shame on you.
That is a shame on me. I forgot.
Wow.
I didn't forget. It was in my notes.
Nigga, you forgot.
It was in my notes.
Whatever.
Towards the end,
I tried to remind you.
Towards the end,
I'll do that later.
You started, but then you just started super roasting me towards the end of the podcast.
What do you mean? I wasn't roasting you.
You were. I'm getting old. All this shit. Yeah. You was giving it up last week. You was giving it up. You was going in.
What virus you got this week?
It's called flu dosing asshole. Type C, motherfucker.
I was just asking.
Type C.
Maybe you got a new flu this week.
So what we continue on what you were saying now, because you had a good idea. You said that we should reopen the economy.
Well, I'm saying that it is my prediction that the economic fallout from what they did will be far more greater than avoiding the coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
That's my prediction, but I could be wrong about that.
So, do you think another 2 weeks would suffice?
I don't know. That's not my plan. So how would I know? I have never thought out a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just being reactionary to what I see, which could be wrong also. So that's just what I feel, because I mean it's not just about not catching the flu. Like I said, I can see if people were immediately dying from it, or if the coronavirus was as deadly as when you catch it, you are absolutely or positively or 80, 90 something percent positively would die from it.
Mm-hmm.
For me, since it's not that way, since it's comparable to regular flu A or B, you know, you have your chances of dying from those two viruses, those two types of influenza too. So, and nothing shuts down. So telling people to wash their hands, social distancing, cough in your elbow or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and telling people that if you have a compromised immune system, or are currently sick, or are younger or old, or anything, I guess just be aware of what's happening and take it and go about your way.
Okay.
What they could have done is at any point of entry, whether it be airport, train, boat, whatever, is have people getting tested. If they get tested, let them know, give them a mask, and tell them, hey, you should quarantine yourself for this amount.
But the tests don't come back immediate, the results.
Well, then maybe there's no point of testing at all. I don't know.
They're saying, the whole test thing, I've been hearing so many variations. Some people get their test results back in a few hours. Up here, they're saying it's a few days before, I think they said a few days before they get the confirmation of a positive test. So, I mean, it's no way to test somebody before they get on a plane, really.
No, I'm saying coming in.
Yeah. But I mean, somebody can still have it and not have it.
No, I'm not saying whether they have it or not. I'm saying just a precautionary check. If a person's feeling okay, then say, well, if a person's feeling sick, stay home for a certain amount if you want to. stay away from older people, stay away from younger babies and kids, or just take precautions.
But a lot of the things they're realizing is I could have it right now, and it might not affect me, but it might affect you.
But that's any flu, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's no different from the regular flu or any virus. I don't think. That's how I understand it. So that doesn't, for me, that doesn't change anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to test people, make people, aware of how you get it, and it staying alive on surfaces longer than whatever else, regular flu virus or A and B flu virus, then that's what you make people aware. Making people aware is more of, since nobody actually totally dies from it, then making people aware, it should be fine. Making kids stay at home who aren't sick or whatever, monitoring your kids, get sure the nurses get down.
That nigga T'Chaka is big enough to get on the kitchen counter now.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
He can't even fit under this little cubby hole. When I pull the drawer out, he can't even fit in there no more.
He looked at it like, the fuck I'm supposed to do with this drawer?
So, I think putting people, or just putting people at the ports of entry, just observing people to see if they're sick or whatever, and give them a test and say, okay, well, however long it takes for the test to come back with their results, if they know they have it, then it may be already too late to quarantine themselves, but if they're sick, maybe suggest, hey, maybe you might want to quarantine yourself for a little bit. You may have it, you may not have it, but just to be safe. And then let people go about their way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, as far as economy-wise, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think they have a strong plan. I've been watching
it can't be a strong
day, and it's like
an ad hoc plan can't be a good plan.
Like I said, when we say 14 days, they keep saying this every press conference, 14 days. Okay, when did the 14 days start? Because
I guess as soon as you feel that I don't know. Are they quarantining everybody for 14 days?
Yeah, they put in a state shelter in place. It started Sunday at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But, I went to the store Monday morning, still lines of people and everything. I kind of understand because people have to get groceries and stuff. But a lot of these businesses were still open. A lot of these businesses didn't close yet. And they were still talking about the 14 days even before the lockdown. So it's like, the term shelter in place. They don't want it to sound like martial law or whatever. So they're calling it shelter in place. So like I said, if we don't know when is this 14-day clock starting? Because it seems like it's no real control on when the 14-day clock is started.
Mm-hmm.
And, because the governor is supposed to be having a press conference at 6. It's a teleconference where he's supposed to have representatives of the state. After yesterday's, I hit up KTUU because they broadcasted it. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I hit them up because I wanted to get on the teleconference, because I had a question I wanted to ask.
Like what?
They didn't sit up here and respond.
Of course.
I sat up here and called Governor Dunleavy's office a couple of hours ago. And I said, well, I want to get on the teleconference because, I want Chronicles Podcast to be on there in the media conference call. And I got a question I want to ask. And I want clarification on this 14 days. So she was trying to put me through to the media person who she said wasn't there. So then after she supposedly wasn't there, she said, the lady's at her desk. She told me to just get your info or whatever. I'm like, here we go with this bullshit. The get info bullshit. I know that term. Mm-hmm. Get your info or we'll give you a call. Okay, well, here it is now, almost 2:30. This press conference starts in under 3 hours, and I'm still waiting. Because like I said, I just want to know on clarification, when did this sit up here and start? And then, people getting this PFD stuff. Well, the PFD is great. If you guys are going to cut Alaskans a check, Docious is eating popcorn, y'all. Mm-hmm. If you're going to cut motherfuckers a check, that's great and dandy. But if you're sitting here talking about how bad the economy is now and we need checks cut now, why is the news and everybody else reporting that the first checks ain't going to get cut till July? It's almost April. So April, May, June, That's 3 months before the checks would even get here if you're doing the extra quote-unquote PFD check. So like I said, I just think it's a lot of clarification that needs to be had. Because they were making it sound like they were going to cut PFD, the quote-unquote extra PFD checks immediately. I mean, then a person that has child support and shit like that, what are they going to get taxed twice because it's 2 PFDs this year? Mm-hmm. I mean, these are reasonable questions, right?
Yeah.
Is this check, is this a non-garnishable PFD since you guys garnish other ones from people? Or are you guys going to sit up here and issue people checks under the guise of we're giving you guys money because we understand the economy right now is tanking and we need to put money in your pocket, but you're still garnishing it. So how does that work?
Well, the baby mama's going to be spending all the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are real questions. I don't think Channel 2's going to ask a question like this. Just saying. Right?
Maybe one of them motherfuckers on child support, they might ask a question.
Not even child support. Just a person that gets a garnishment out of their PFD. If they get a garnishment out of their PFD, is that still going to come out of this? Mm-hmm. Or is it going to be like the quote-unquote governments who claims it's non-taxable? So you're going to get the full amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, I like I said, I just want clarifications on shit. That's all. I don't feel like anybody's really giving any good-to-go answers on anything.
Mm.
Even reopening businesses. I mean, businesses are supposed to reopen. You know, I hear rumblings. I've been in a group chat, you know, from other people and work and stuff like that. People are saying people at Fred Meyer's are coming up positive with the test and they need to wipe shit down at Fred Meyer's. Okay, well, how long is this supposed to go on, honestly? And we're going to get to a point where we say, okay, we need to just cut the nonsense and just go on about business as usual? Or are we just going to sit up here and lock everything down? If we're sitting here doing all this now, I would have just preferred that they just locked everything down for 2 weeks. That's what I would have preferred. And then we could have just reopened shit and just went on about business as usual.
Maybe that would work better.
Maybe. Because New York, I'm watching New York press conferences. They talking about they running out of beds and running out of ventilators and shit like that. It's like, the fuck is going on in New York? New York and California are hotbeds right now.
Well, what happened was...
Are you that hungry?
I'm that bored.
This is all we can hear.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what to say.
Or is Docious, are you letting me rant? Is this therapeutic for me? Are you letting me rant?
Are you hysterical? You're getting it off.
Guess I'm getting it out. I don't know. I just feel like I just got a lot of questions. I just feel like nobody's asking the right questions.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about the beds. And do they run out of beds with regular flu season?
No. New York, apparently not. Running out of beds, running out of ventilators, running out of masks.
Maybe they don't have that many flu cases every year. I don't know.
California, running out of beds, running out of masks. What the fuck?
I don't know. Do everybody who catches the coronavirus need a ventilator?
If their lungs get fucked off, yeah.
I don't know. Does every time somebody catches their lungs get fucked off?
Not every time, but it all depends. Like I said, there's so many variables to it.
Mm-hmm.
How your immune system is, how your health overall is. You know, do you have asthma?
Just like with the regular flu.
Yeah. That's nigga Docious' favorite word. Just like the regular flu.
The other flu.
Yeah. I don't know. Shit's crazy, man. I don't fucking know, man.
What they did was crazy.
Shutting everything down?
Mm-hmm.
I can't complain. I've been off all this time paid.
Well,
I've been at home gaming.
what about the people who aren't getting paid?
I know. I feel sorry for the people that ain't getting paid. I feel bad for them. I think the company should comp it, but I mean, a lot of people don't work for big ass corporations and shit. So a small business, you know, it's people that, you know, work at small businesses. I've heard, you know, they've sitting up here, the company's talking about if this shit keeps on, they're going to have to let people go. I feel for those situations like that. But like I said, I mean, it's uncertainty in the market and in the economy and everything right now. So it has to be some kind of certainty.
There is no certainty in the market.
There isn't. I mean, even when people say, you know, a lot of people still blame this shit on Trump. This really doesn't have anything to do with him. This shit could have happened any president. Regardless, we were never prepared. And I think this is a very true and very fair statement. We were never prepared for something like this. To have to sit up here and be worried about having X amount of masks, X amount of ventilators. We were never prepared for an actual worldwide pandemic, quote unquote. We've never been.
So are we supposed to be?
You would think that we would be supposed to be, right?
No, because if it's a serious virus that kills people, there's nothing you can do but stay at home.
But there should be some type of preventive measures, though, right?
Like what?
Just like ventilators, even for regular flu season, shouldn't we?
But that's only for some viruses that affect the lungs.
But I mean, even in situations like this, where like even regular flu, shouldn't we have X amount of masks, X amount of ventilators, you know, shit like that?
No, because nobody's been concerned about how many people die every year from flu A or B.
Docious is on it today. That's a very good statement.
So that's why we don't. If just say I keep saying Ebola because I don't know of any other viruses that are as deadly as that.
Mm-hmm.
If you come over here and people are dying from get Ebola, then if you've already touched their body, you get the fluid that you contract it. That's it. There's nothing they can do for you.
Mm-hmm.
More likely,
yeah, yeah, you're right.
Then I understand, like I said, staying home, shutting stuff down. Damn, be the economy.
You said, "Damn to be the economy."
Yeah. So, but motherfucker got Ebola. I'm not going outside either.
If a motherfucker got Ebola, you're not going outside. Flat, straight up and down.
Mm-mm.
I don't blame it. I don't blame anybody for not going outside. I don't blame anybody for not going outside for this. Because it's been so many, we don't know, I honestly don't know what all the facts are still with this. I hear people sitting up here saying it's not as bad as the flu. I hear people saying it's as bad as the flu. I hear people saying it's as worse the flu. And if you have so many doctors that aren't consistent, you know, you have doctors. Yeah, absolutely. Docious getting Sprites. He's got mini Sprites. Was this part of your doomsday kit?
No, I'm not like you. I didn't buy these.
You didn't buy these?
Get back in there. Hey, get your ass back in there.
But yeah. So you got doctors in the U.S. saying, "Oh, well, it's not as bad as the flu, or it's the same as the flu. No reason for worry." And then you got doctors that are overseas, doctors in Italy, doctors in China, sitting here saying, "No, it's worse than the flu." So, like I said, I mean, I think a lot of people are worried, and hysteria builds when there's no general consensus across the board. If you have a Chinese doctor with credentials and you have an Italian doctor, someone in Italy with credentials, you have all these people with credentials that are doctors, and they're all saying different shit.
Oh.
That was just checking Shaka.
Get back and stare.
I don't even know what the fuck you just said. Get back and stare.
I wasn't talking to you.
It sounded like get back and stare. You're going to have to whoop Chaka's ass. Look, he blatantly. Blatantly disrespecting. Oh, the disrespect, Chaka. Chaka is going to disrespect. Look at him. Yeah. You know.
Well, I mean, if he wanted the most they could have done is give people daily information all the time. A 24-hour 24-hour thing, update, and talking to all these different, have a bunch of doctors from different places who are talking, go through it, and have a panel. I mean, I think a lot of things could have been done, but shutting stuff down.
I mean, it's just been so much misinformation, and that's what leads to. I think that's what led to shutting shit down. That's what led to a lot of hysteria, a lot of panic buying and shit like that.
People not. I think people not listening and not making informed decisions on their own led to that.
Just like, you know, one of the biggest misconceptions that was going around was, you know, people were saying this is an old people's flu. And, you know, it's been a doctor that came out in Italy, I think, and other doctors that said, no, younger people are being hospitalized because of this too. So, you know, I mean, it's calling it an old people's flu. Really, that didn't help the situation either. Like I said, it was just so much misinformation.
Well, I mean, like I said, whether they would call it an old person's flu, young person's flu, whatever flu, Corona, Miller, whatever they want to call it.
Niggas naming beers, pay attention.
Whatever they called it, it is also upon the person's best interest to make their own judgments about what they should do. You know, I made my own judgment to wash my hands more, be aware of who's around me, who's sick. And
so wait a minute. So you wash your hands more,
a little bit more.
Docious is, so you bought into the hysteria.
No, I'm saying that I don't want to catch it, just like I don't want to catch any other flu or any other
So
virus.
why do you wash your hands more than you did previously?
Because I'm aware that there's something out there that they don't have that they don't know anything about.
But isn't that buying into the hysteria though?
No.
If you've changed your normal stuff, that means you've bought into it, right?
No, because I haven't hoarded any toilet paper. I haven't hoarded any wipes.
But even if you're just washing your hands a little bit more, that counts.
No, because why avoiding getting it? How is that hysterical? Unless you can explain it to me. I don't know how. So it wouldn't be a hysterical if I were older and if I didn't have to go out, I stayed home, because if I'm older, it may affect me worse. Of course, anybody can catch it. It doesn't jump over somebody who's young. Somebody young could get it, but if they don't have I feel, and I could be wrong, if they don't have a compromised immune system, they're pretty healthy, then they're more likely to survive it than someone who's older or someone who's very young. So that's the point. It doesn't mean that nobody's young is not going to get it. Nobody young does not get the flu, regular flu A or B, because they're young. So that doesn't make any sense either. So that's what I mean, that if the first thing is said coronavirus, okay, what is it? Then you look on the internet, because hopefully you have the internet, and you say, okay, well, what is it? And you look for as much information as possible. Okay, so first things first, that with any virus or anything that's contagious, how does it get you? Somebody else has it, and it's on the surfaces. So if you're touching other surfaces outside of your home, then you should wash your hands when you come in the house, or before you touch your face, you know, when you're out and about. So that's what you do. I don't believe that's hysterical. Now, if I went to buy a whole if I went to buy a whole shitload of shit, and obviously people trying to take that shit back because people saying they not accepting returns,
right.
So obviously, some people trying to take all that bullshit back. They should have bought. No, you bought that bullshit. You bought 1,800 rounds of toilet paper. You won't be wiping your ass. You won't need to come in here and buy no more for a while.
Yeah, you're right.
That's yours.
Yeah, this is true. So, part 2 to Gillum. We now know that it obviously was shenanigans going on in the room.
And how was that?
Because there has been pictures released
Of
from the
them in the
hotel
room.
room.
Shut up! God damn it.
Tell you, T'Chaka, what's up? He's testing you.
You about to get this motherfucking house shoe.
He's testing your ass. He's looking at you blatantly coming up and seeing.
What again? What fuck the dog? What are you talking about, Gilliam? Gillum.
Pictures have been released with everything from him passed out, butt naked on the floor, to soiled sheets, to pictures of erectile dysfunction. Shit that you actually have to shoot up from the hotel room.
Okay.
So it looks like it was a bussy party.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know. Come on.
Well, okay. Look.
Do you need me to send you this article too, or are you gonna trust that I'm gonna put it in extra media?
This is what I'm gonna say.
I can send you the picture that came out of leaked of him on the floor butt naked. No homo.
Okay, with somebody on top of him? With the dude in the picture?
No, he was passed out.
Okay, well, he was in by himself.
You couldn't tell he was on the floor.
But I'm saying, who took the picture?
Obviously, somebody there.
Okay, so there's... How do you mean an officer?
I think it was body. It looked like it was body cam shit.
Well, this is what I'll say. What?
Docious, if we had video, Docious extended his arm, one of his arms, and looked at me with a grin and said, well, this is what I'm going to say. So I know I'm about to get some shenanigans.
No, it's not shenanigans. I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Absolutely.
Could there have been other people there?
In regards to what?
Before whomever took the pictures.
I still don't understand in regards to what?
People who were in the room.
It could have been.
Okay. So they could have been females there.
Gay male escort?
You can't base. How could you base that on just because of that?
That's reaching.
How?
A gay male escort?
What does that have to do with women being in the room? Make that correlation.
No. He was with a gay male escort. They were the only two. We can't assume that females were there. We can't take something and place
then
there.
if you don't see it, if they didn't record them together doing something, then why would you assume they were doing something? Because you're making the same assumption.
It's a gay male escort. Okay, right? It's a gay male escort. All the stuff that they found in the room. The supposed wedding excuse, the gay escort said.
But
hold on.
But wait, I understand that. But you're saying there could have been somebody else in the room besides them two.
We don't know that, but
you just wait. So now you're taking it back.
No, what I'm saying.
Okay, so when I asked you, could there have been somebody else in the room? What did you say?
No. Now I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
there couldn't have been.
Okay.
This is what I
don't know how you would know that.
Until somebody else comes out and says, hey, I was in the room with them.
Why would they? I wouldn't say, if I were a female male, I wouldn't say I was in that motherfucking room.
Okay, well then that's what is help me out with the term. You might know this term. The absence of evidence is the evidence of, what is that? How does that shit go?
I don't know.
It's some kind of term that people use.
So we don't.
Evidence.
So then we're right where we started. We don't know what happened.
No, we're not, because we can't take magical people and place them there.
And you can't say what happened by seeing a picture either.
The sheets looked very soiled.
Was he on the bed?
He was on the floor.
Okay, so how do you know he was even on the bed?
So he was just there watching gay activities?
You don't know if that's what he was doing. That's what you're saying.
I'm just going off the pictures, man.
But that doesn't mean that he was doing anything with the dude. That's what I'm saying.
So the gay escort could have had gay sex and then Gillum came afterwards.
I don't know what. See, I'm not gonna say what the person was doing in the room because I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm not. Are you telling me or are you asking me?
I'm asking.
I don't know what he was doing in the room. I don't know.
And apparently, the wedding Gillum was supposed to show up at, people at the wedding said he never showed.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because this whole thing was he was there in town for a wedding.
Well, so what does it? So what if?
So he
so what if he did? So
he
what?
partied too hard?
And what the fuck are you? I don't know what. I don't know. You making shit up as you go along.
I'm not making shit up. I have everything.
No, you. Oh, okay. So who was in the room?
Everything's gonna be in extra media once again.
No, you don't have
everything.
But that's somebody else shot that you don't know any more than what you knew before.
I think I know enough.
What is it you know?
That shit's suspect as fuck.
It is suspect. I agree, but you're saying things happen.
You don't think anything happened?
I don't know if anything happened. It seems suspicious.
Docious.
We know he was naked. Look,
Docious.
this is what we know. We know he was naked on the floor. You said, I haven't seen the photo, so I'm just going by what you said. You said the bed looked soiled.
You want me to send you the link to the photo?
No, I don't want to see the photo. I'm good.
This is what I think. After doing this podcast with you for 4 years, you'd be a fantastic defense lawyer.
You think so?
I think so, because it's shit that you know.
But
like
that's not. But
if it was
if you have to,
R. Kelly needs to hire you on his team.
If you have to imagine what happened, then that can't be evidence.
R. Kelly needs to hire you on his team now. Cut you a check, right? He's got to cut you a check, man, because you own it. You'll defend it to the wheels fall off. That doesn't, Your Honor. I'm
not defending anything. If you're gonna state something as fact, then do you have to have something back it up? So you said there was some bussy getting going on. Yeah. How do we know that?
Because you laughed.
No. Me laughing had nothing to do with it. Me laughing had nothing to do with it.
Docious, if I robbed a liquor store, you'd have to be my defense attorney. Yep, see? He'd be like, don't be like, but Your Honor, so what if he robbed the liquor store? We don't know what happened before he robbed the liquor store. Oh, you'd be fantastic, man.
Okay.
Oh,
thank you.
So yeah, it was Bussy Central.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that.
Okay. You can say exactly. You can say what you believe. There's nothing wrong with that either.
What do you believe?
I don't believe anything.
The I don't know card. If we get shirts made, I'm going to get you a shirt that says, I don't know what happened.
I don't. I don't.
Oh, gosh.
I know. It appears that he's laying on the floor in a hotel with no clothes on. The bed probably, when you mean soil, I'm going to say the bed probably looks messed up. Mm-hmm. And then the other dude said he was in the room with him, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's what we know.
Had a belch.
That's what we know so far. Now we know what undressed means naked in this instance.
Undressed means naked, man.
Mm-hmm. For this instance, it does.
Some nigga was undressed.
Nigga was naked on the floor.
Oh man, what else we got? What time are we at? Docious is quiet.
34.
Wow. So, I thought about this whole shelter in place thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, if you had to shelter in place, right?
Mm-hmm. Do
you think that, how do I put this? Because Docious is going. I'm trying to think of a way to put it to where Docious is going to give me a real answer and not try to curb me.
Curb you?
Yeah, because you be trying to curb some shit.
How?
Do you feel like some women in society today are overly I don't need a man and yada yada yada? And if so,
okay, so
related to the subject, and if so, do you feel that things like this, like a pandemic like this, make some women rethink the fact of that they don't need a man? Because in pandemics, usually...
so this has something to do with the homeless shelter?
No. This is just a general question.
Oh, okay.
So
start over.
Society as a whole today, we have a lot of women with the mentality of, not saying it's a good thing, not saying it's a bad thing, have the mentality of, I don't need no man, quote unquote. I can take care of everything myself. Do you think with a pandemic like this, where situations go into people being on lockdown and stuff like that, do you think that would make some women rethink that and think, okay, if worse comes to worse and it was like martial law or shit just went left and people started rioting and shit, do you think that a lot of women would rethink that and be like, okay, maybe I kind of do need a man?
Well, I think that if I, as an adult, and I happen to be male, think that I can fully take care of myself, I would expect that an adult female would think the same. As far as martial law or anything jumping off, then I think that if you saw somebody, male or female, being harmed, then you would try to stop it because that would be the right thing to do. So that has nothing to do with whether a woman thinks she can do things on her own either. So I'm under the impression that a female can take care of herself as well as I can take care of myself. So I don't know where that question comes from.
It's a general question.
Or what. It's kind of sexist, actually, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, Docious has officially curbed me, like I said.
How curb you what? How is that a curb?
How is that sexist?
Because
I said not saying it's...
Why would somebody rethink them taking care of themselves because of a pandemic?
Because you have, in some cases, babies, mamas, or whatever. Just saying, using it as an example. Okay. Be like, oh, I don't need you, yada, 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 I don't need you. Then something like this happens to where...
they don't necessarily need you in their household, but they need you, if it's a child involved, they need help raising the child.
But I'm saying, in a situation of a pandemic, as far as having that...
What would the pandemic have anything to do? What is the connection between a pandemic and a female being...
I'm putting it together.
Self-reliant.
I'm combining it because being self-reliant
to get the result of why a woman wants to take care of her own self without somebody else.
I'm talking about this situation in the regular world as based to the situation being like a Walking Dead situation. Let's go worse to worse.
This is what I'll ask. Don't you get your ass up there.
Let's go worse to worse.
So what, a pandemic or not, why couldn't a woman take care of herself?
I'm not saying be able to. Can't. That's not the question I asked.
Okay, but then
you feel
then bringing it together means that some women can, right? Even asking the question.
Well, some men can't, but that's not the question I pose.
Okay, but so some women can't take care of themselves and some men can't take care of themselves. That's it, right?
Right, but I was asking you.
So would a man who's self-reliant think that he needs a woman because of a pandemic?
That's not the question I asked, though.
Well, your question doesn't make sense at all.
Roddy Piper. Every time I ask the answer, every time I goddamn ask you some shit, you try to change the shit and ask me some shit.
Well, it doesn't make... I'm asking it on the other side. It doesn't make any sense, the question that you're asking. But go ahead, keep it. Okay, I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, let's take a regular scenario.
Okay, create the scenario.
I just did. Regular scenario... Woman says, I don't need no man. Blase, blase.
Okay, so how does that connect to anything?
I'm saying now, that same situation. What situation? Okay. The one I just explained. Okay. Let's put that in a Walking Dead scenario. Let's just imagine, for the sake of argument, that shit went left and zombies are everywhere. Do you think that a woman in that situation would rethink that and say, I think I need a man.
I would think, why would she? I would think that if the person being male or female, if there were, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. If there were zombies walking around.
Yes, give me that shit.
If there was zombies walking around, if
Right.
everybody is going to need some help, so whether they're male or female, what does that have to do with their independence before the zombies walking around?
Because some people look at it differently. The worldly
No,
situation.
that would be a sexist way to look at things.
Even
in my
if it
opinion.
was a woman?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
We mean if what was a woman?
Even if it was a woman that felt that way. So
no, I'm not saying that. No,
What?
I'm saying if it's from a male point of view.
So why is it only sexist if it's from a male?
Because that's the way you ask the question.
Well, T'Chaka's fucking up, y'all. When was the last time you took T'Chaka out for a walk or some shit?
We're not talking about the
No,
dog.
I'm just saying. It seems like he just has a shit ton of energy. That's why he's doing all.
No, he's not. He's not. He don't have no goddamn manner. That's why he's doing that.
No goddamn manners. So yeah, I'm just thinking in general.
That's not a general thought.
Why not?
Because you think it's a sexist point. It's a sexist start.
How is it a sexist start?
Because why did you ask the question about the male?
I was going to after that. You didn't let me get there.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, you weren't.
Now you're
Now you lying.
Now here we go.
Now you lying like a motherfucker.
Now once again, we're placing people at the Gillum scene that wouldn't be there. Now we're saying,
I didn't place anybody. I just asked.
Now we're saying,
could there have been somebody else there?
So
you
now,
said yes at
so
first.
Now I'm saying I was going to ask that
No, you
afterwards, and you say no. No, you weren't.
No,
See?
you weren't.
You have no way to prove it.
I know. I'm not, I wouldn't try to prove. I didn't say it's proof. I didn't say it's proof. And I didn't say it's fact. I'm saying what I believe, and I believe that you were not going to ask that question.
Right. I was going to ask the question.
It's a lying motherfucker.
I'm not lying. I'm many things today, but a liar, I'm not.
You just committed one. Lying like a motherfucker. You was not going to ask that shit.
I was.
But that's okay.
I was going to say, if it was reversed, do you think that a guy would sit up here and say, I need a woman for like cooking purposes?
For what?
For like cooking purposes. A guy who's not used to...
What do you mean?
Oh, God.
So wait a minute. An independent man can't cook?
I'm not saying independent.
And then he would need a woman to cook.
You totally.
No, I didn't do that. That's what you said. I didn't do shit.
Okay, let's go back to the context of the question.
Okay.
I said, when they say I don't need a man, doing a woman first.
Okay.
When they say, that doesn't mean they don't.
What does it mean they don't what?
It doesn't mean they don't not need that man. What I'm saying is the words.
What do you mean they don't? If they say they don't need the man, right?
Not necessarily, because that's what I'm getting to. People say shit.
Wait,
don't
so
mean
you
it.
saying that the person? Okay, so you saying wait a minute. First you're gonna say somebody said it, then you're gonna say, well, they didn't mean it because they. What the fuck are you talking about?
Have you ever argued with a female and she said some shit that she didn't mean?
I'm arguing with plenty of people, male or female.
They say it for the shock value, right? So what I'm saying is, in that situation...
So you're saying that a woman would say she don't need a man because of shock value?
Yeah, a lot of women say that shit just for shock value.
A lot of women say that?
Okay, can we get back to the point I'm trying to make? God damn, you curving me, man.
You just saying all type of bullshit.
Okay, so listen to what I'm saying.
Okay.
So this woman says, I don't need a man, yada, yada, yada. And she might not necessarily mean that. I'm saying take that person, we're going to do men afterwards.
Okay.
And put them in the Walking Dead scenario. Do you think, the question was, do you think that they would feel differently? That was the question.
If an adult,
we trying to go to Disneyland. You drove out of Anaheim.
If an adult female says she don't need a man, then I would take her at her word that she don't need a man no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
There's my answer.
Okay, thank you. Vice versa. Now for the men.
I guess. It'd be the same answer. If he said he didn't need a woman, then he didn't need a woman.
Docious, ladies and gentlemen, Docious just went back and forth with me to end with.
What? No,
I guess,
because you don't. Because when you say certain words, so you say, well, when people say what they don't really mean, so then that's different from saying that the person said it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So now I have to not only think about why the person said it, but if they said it and didn't mean it.
So you were, that's what I was.
But I can't think. I don't. First, we were talking about a hypothetical person and situation. So without me knowing the person,
everything's
I can't add those things in because I don't know the person. So if we just go straight with the scenario, so that's what if that's what you're asking me, just a straight scenario, I would think that if either male or female said it, then whatever happens, they wouldn't need the woman.
I like that. I feel like naming the episode that. Everything's hypothetical. I like that. Huh. Everything was hypothetical in that. But
I don't know. I don't know why why would a person think differently because all of a sudden it's something going on in the world. But okay.
You never know. I mean, when shit hits the fan, people feel differently, and that's what I was getting at. You know, I feel like with the pandemic, a lot of people are unsure, so they relook for that stability and they relook for that assurance and shit like that. Because
so why would that have to be with somebody else?
Because in some cases it is with some. Not saying that it is with most people, but in some cases it is.
But then that would be if that were the case. So you're saying that hypothetical person would have said they didn't need a man or a woman?
They could have.
Your scenario makes no sense.
Thank you.
None. It's okay.
So what else, man? What you got? What you want to talk about?
I don't have nothing else.
Everything's hypothetical, baby. So what you got?
Not everything.
You know?
That was some bullshit.
I thought it was a good little topic. It was hilarious.
It wasn't even
you overthink a lot. You know that? You think and overthink a lot.
If you say so.
You don't think so?
I think everyone underthinks or overthinks. I don't think I do it more than anybody else.
Interesting. So what else is up, man, in the world of Docious, man? You don't got a topic?
I'm not here to... What?
You got a topic? No. What would you like to talk about? Let's talk about something you want to talk about.
I don't have anything to talk about.
You don't have anything you want to talk about? Anything?
Nope. Nothing that I can think of.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing's been tickling your brain to say, hey, this is a good topic.
Let me see. I don't think so. Let me think. No, I'm good. I mean, you don't have any more topics?
Mm-mm.
That was it.
Yeah.
You called me today. We could have did this tomorrow.
Yeah, we would have just been doing this at 9 a.m.
Well, yeah, that'd have been fine.
That would have been fine.
I thought you
still would have been robbed.
I thought you had something important to say.
I did. We just said some important stuff.
The only thing you said that was important was talking about the coronavirus. All the other shit was bullshit.
You think so? I thought it was good stuff.
That wasn't good stuff.
You know, I think it was pretty good stuff. The purpose that we've been doing lately is because everything has been about the coronavirus. What other news is out there? I've been trying to find news. I can't find any other news. Apparently, there is no cops shooting motherfuckers. There is no, there's nothing. Nothing but the coronavirus. Nothing. Everything stopped.
No,
everybody stopped to wash their hands.
No, I go out every day.
So what else is going on?
I don't know. I go by my day as you know, other than washing my hands.
I haven't seen Joe Biden out do anything. Where's he at?
What is he supposed to be doing?
What do you think about the $2 trillion package they're trying to do for the relief?
The relief of what?
To give to Americans and stuff. Supposedly, from what they were saying, you would have had to have filed your 2018 taxes to receive the $1,200 check. I think they said it's going to be $1,200.
What about it?
What's your thoughts on that?
I think in comparison,
is it fair?
depending on where you live, that probably ain't gonna be shit.
Is it fair?
Depending on how long you've been off of work.
Is it fair that it only goes off of you filing return in 2018? Because I got a homeboy who told me, he's like, man, I didn't even file in 2018. I'm not going to get a fucking check if they're going off of that. Shouldn't it be, if you're working and paying taxes and you're an American citizen, shouldn't you get the check?
That's a good question. Well, seeing how their tax redistributions, probably not. If you didn't file taxes or pay taxes or not in compliance, and if it's tax, I mean, if you worked and you didn't file your taxes, then that's probably your fault. If you don't get one,
but he was still working.
Then why didn't he file his taxes?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him.
Well, that's probably.
But regardless, he was paying taxes.
Well, and then you're supposed to file for taxes. So if that were me, I couldn't complain. There's no complaint because motherfucker, you're supposed to file your taxes. If it's a tax redistribution and if you didn't pay into it, then why would you get a check?
Because this is supposed to be different circumstances, right?
Well, the money is coming from taxpayers. There's no different circumstances than money coming from the taxpayers. So if you weren't worried about working and paying your taxes before the disaster, don't worry about getting no money now. I guess that's what they're saying, right?
That sounds like that's what they're saying.
Sounds fair to me.
I was like, they couldn't find no other way to do this. Like, I mean,
how would they? It's a tax. Anything the government pays out is a tax redistribution or redirection,
right? Or
tariff redirection.
But if you're working, paying taxes,
then you should have filed for the taxes. You should have filed for taxes like you're supposed to.
But you're still paying into it.
If you're working, you have to. But I'm saying that you also have to file for your taxes. So if it's taxpayer money and you fall in the system, then you get some of the taxes that you paid more back than usual.
Yeah.
And if you didn't file your taxes, then okay, or you weren't working.
Yeah.
If you never worked in your life and you want to get somebody's tax money to put in your pocket.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
I get your point.
Okay.
I totally get it.
So person been flying on the radar. Keep on flying. I guess that's what they say.
Say keep on flying.
Keep on rolling. Yeah, you weren't worried about paying taxes before. Now don't worry about it now.
But is that a fair way to assess it, though?
I don't know if it's fair.
I mean, couldn't they have found another way to find out who was eligible and who's not?
No, I don't think so. Because it's taxpayers' money.
Shouldn't every U.S. citizen have gotten it?
I guess as long as they paid their taxes, yeah.
Not because they're a U.S. citizen.
Apparently not.
And see, y'all, Docious be really curbing me on that. You be fucking.
I'm answering the question. You call it a curve.
I try to throw some shit. You be shoulder rolling like Mayweather.
How is that shoulder rolling?
I said, there's no other way that they could have did this.
Well, okay, how could you come up? Okay, if there was another way, then there has to be another way. There has to be another way than to use taxpayer money.
But I'm talking about the eligibility factor.
Well, if you're going to redistribute tax money, why would you redistribute it to somebody who hasn't paid their taxes?
Okay. I
don't know how else to. I didn't know that's what they were doing. I just thought they was cutting the check to everybody.
I thought they were too, until they started looking at the ins and outs of things.
Motherfucker better start paying their taxes and take their ass to work. I guess that's what they're saying, right?
That's what they're saying.
Okay, then.
That is what they're saying. Yeah. What time we in now?
54.
Oh shit, we did an hour. See, we killed an hour. We did. That is funny. Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
what would you think is fair?
I think every American citizen should get it, but
Why?
that's just me. Just because this affects everybody. This affects people that are homeless.
So does people not working.
I mean, locally, for example, it's affecting the homeless to where they're moving to Sullivan Arena, which is affecting Sullivan Arena. So, I mean, it's like...
But people not working at all affects everybody, too.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, what is, if you're going to redistribute taxpayer money, it's only fair that the people who pay their taxes get the redistribution.
Yeah.
Not the people who can work or not working.
What if, for another good example, what if the person didn't work in 2018? What if they couldn't get a job in 2018? Mm-hmm. They got a job in 2019, and because of this, they got laid off. Shouldn't they get a check?
Not according to them.
That was a dope-ass scenario, though, right?
That was a good one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
it's not provoking there.
Yeah. You got a person that didn't work enough to, or didn't make enough to actually really file in 2018. They worked 2018.
Well, because whether you make enough, you have to file anyway.
Right. So let's just assume this person didn't work in 2018. Worked 2019, and then a lot of people have been getting let go because of this shit.
I see what you're saying. So maybe they should base it on how long they haven't worked.
But then that would affect the dollar amount, you think, too, though, right? Because if they're doing a flat check for $1,200.
No, I'm saying that instead of doing it on just based on if you paid your taxes or not, look at their last W-2 form that was turned in from wherever they worked at, and look at that. So if they haven't worked in 5 years,
so if the IRS
file an application, submit it, and show why you haven't worked, why you didn't work in 2018.
So if let's just say that's the point. So if this person had to fill out an application, he didn't work 2018. He worked 2019. The IRS they're not doing 2019 because they're not done with 2019 apparently. So they can't go off of that. So the last taxes they would have to go off of this individual who didn't work in 2018 would be 2017's, right?
Well, I'm thinking about what I just said, basing on whether the person worked or not is the same scenario as basing on if they paid taxes or not. Because like you said, the person who I'm trying to think out what you're saying. So you said the person who was working but didn't work and didn't find a job in 2018 but found a job in 2019.
Right. Let's just say this person got
laid off. Let's say it this way. Does a person who hasn't worked deserve redistributed tax dollars?
Okay.
No matter what's going on in the US. Do they deserve taxpayers' money?
Do you think they do?
I guess to a certain point. I mean, I would say no. I think I have to say no.
Because, I mean, when we get to saying redistributed tax dollars, that's a lot of stuff.
But that's what it is.
Taxpayers pay for. We pay for motherfuckers that cross the border illegally. I mean, hospitals. Yeah. People that aren't U.S. citizens that go to the emergency room.
Doesn't matter whether they're citizens or not. Whether they're homeless or they go to the hospital or they're American citizens, no matter what they are, the taxpayer pays it. So that's where them being legal or illegal, a citizen or not a non-citizen or whatever doesn't mean anything because taxpayers pay for it. So if a person hasn't worked, then do they deserve redistributed tax dollars? And if they base it off if a person pays taxes, I understand that. Because that's what it is. But your scenario brings up a question. Should it be a case-by-case basis?
Right. It should be. But the problem is they're not going to have enough time to go through millions of Americans case-by-case basis. So it's like they're doing a line. I think the line is you have to make under $75,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said under
Mm-hmm.
$75,000 a year, and it goes off of your 2018 taxes, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, then once again, they're not talking about the middle class. They're not talking about the poorest of the poor or those who don't work.
Yeah. Okay. That was all I had. That was a great way to end it. That was a good topic, man. A good extra add-on, I should say. You did good on that one.
What?
Soon as we wrap up, this nigga T'Chaka's sitting here.
Now he's chilling.
He's laid the fuck out taking a nap.
After all that running around, making a noise. T'Chaka.
Yeah, he's done. So yeah, man, that's it. I don't got nothing else. We can wrap it.
You can wrap it?
You know.
Already?
I'm gonna go back home and get to playing some more Doom.
That's all. That's what you trying to do. That's what you've been trying to rush me all day. With
No,
this
you
bullshit.
said you had stuff to do.
I do.
You gotta go
Damn,
get
it's
some wood
almost
and
5.
shit. Yeah, it's
almost
after
5.
4 now.
No, I ain't got to get no wood. I got to go to my shop and try to get it done.
Yeah.
All right, we can wrap it up. It's only been an hour.
Yeah. We good. Shoot. I'm gonna try to catch this press conference at 6. And then I'm going to try to find out again why the fuck I'm not getting information. See, here I am trying to be a part of the media here locally in town, and I'm not getting any answers. I'm trying. I want to ask a question that might be...
So you ask the same people who don't know shit about it already for more answers. Great. Great. You're doing a wonderful job. It's like open the book with no words on the pages.
It's Braille.
No, those are words.
I know, but still. No, nothing to feel even.
Just blank pages. Here, read this. There ain't nothing on there. Exactly.
Oh, we out.
We out.
We out. Holla.